What's up? This is Logic out here in the Bay with TheMuziczoo.com.
Work so fucking much, my greatest fear is I'ma die alone. Every diamond in my chain, yeah, that's the milestone.
The Under Pressure album is definitely extremely conceptual as a whole. It's very, there's like concepts within concepts. It's like Inception. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. But you know, from the homage to Midnight Marauders to, you know, my own story and kind of where it takes you. It is definitely a very conceptual album. It's very hip hop. You know, I wear a lot of my inspirations on my sleeve, so you can hear Tribe Called Quest, you can hear Outkast, you can hear Wu-Tang, you can hear Nasty Nas, Big L. You hear it all, but it's my voice, it's my pattern, my flow, my style, my story. So yeah. And the reason that I didn't have any features on the album was because I was in the studio one time. I actually never told anybody this. I was with DJ Cannon, Don Cannon, the Cannon, and I was thinking about different people that I would have loved on an album like this. You know, like people, like I never met Kendrick, but I was like, man, he would kill something like this. Cole, you know, all types of just, even Nas, man. Nas would have been super dope because he's a real good dude. And, you know, plus he knows No ID really well too. And so I feel like that would have been real dope. But I was talking to Cannon and he was like, man, fuck everybody. But not in like a mean way, but he was like, man, this is your story. This is your first album, bro. He's like, you need to like Illmatic it. And by no means am I trying to, you know, put myself under that shadow. I just mean by come out just myself, you know. And but it's crazy because on the deluxe, I have a record I produced called Driving Miss Daisy, which features Childish Gambino. I have a song called All Right, which features Big Sean, and another song called Now, but that doesn't have a feature on it. And for me, having them on the deluxe gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted on the album, but still have, you know, some friendly voices and faces that you guys know on the album. But essentially, I just wanted to tell my story, man. I just didn't want nobody on my shit telling their story, trying to get no shine. Maybe on the second album, but on the first one, I just wanted it to be Logic. It's insane to think like going from the XXL Freshmen to where I am now, because it's weird, yo. Because like I've thought about my favorites, because there's a lot of dope cats that like I looked up to or just revered or respected, like Cole, Crit, Kendrick, Mac Miller, like all these people that I saw grace that cover. You know what I'm saying? Cuddy, like it goes on and on. Wale, everybody was on that cover, and you know, to be a part of that class, it was real. It was extremely special because I envisioned it and I thought about it. It's like law of attraction. You just think about it, work hard and make it happen, and it did happen. And many things kept happening. You know, I was like, I'm gonna get a deal, but I'm not just gonna get a deal. I'm gonna get the deal. And in my deal that I got, you know, by signing to No ID to Def Jam, I got full creative control. You know, the money was great, the contract was good. I got to create the album that I wanted, and that's the album that y'all are gonna hear, Under Pressure. And so it was really dope. And like I would watch my favorite artists go from being XXL Freshmen to being on the BET Cypher, which I'm doing this year. So it's like following in the greats' footsteps, you know, and knowing that I'm on that path is really great. But it's like I'm not them. I'm me. So even though I may be doing similar things that my predecessors did do, like that doesn't mean I made it or this or that. Like it's crazy, let alone putting an album out. But like when you sign to a label, there's so many people be like, I made it, or shit on the cover of XXL. It's like, oh, that's it. I ain't gotta do nothing. Like I'm the shit. Like, but it doesn't work that way, man. Like it's so much sacrifice and so much time. Like I've never been to the club. That's weird. That's so weird to say. I have never been to the club. Not one. All right. Okay. Well, technically, one time I went to the strip club. Went to Stadium with Raheem Devine, and there was bitches like fucking popping ice out of their pussy. But that's another story. But my point is, I've never actually gone like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club. And the next time I go to the club, which is probably gonna be extremely soon, since the album is gonna be popping, like it's gonna be because I'm paid to be there to perform. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, but always working constantly. It's weird to see where I was and where I am and where I plan to be, for sure.
Like small.
Yeah, even like the Bay, I don't think it's even easier than that. Like, place like Maryland Cottage.
Yeah, which has nothing.
Yeah.
Damn. That is the question. So for me, I was actually on the phone earlier today. I had like a phone interview, and it was this dude from Baltimore. It was a radio DJ, and he asked me, he was like, "Do you have any advice?" He basically said the same thing, but he was like, "For cats from Maryland," but really this resonates with anybody. And I said, the first thing you got to do is get the fuck out. Wherever you are out there, rapper, next Tupac, bigger than Biggie and Jay, myself, whatever, like wherever you are, because that person exists, shit, it might be you. Like, get the fuck out, bro. Well, I remember when I first started, when my manager Chris Zuru, and founder of Visionary Music Group, The Independent, that's running shit, you know what I mean, that does everything that you see and have ever seen, as far as my career goes. One of our very first conversations, I was like, man, I gotta get known in Maryland, and I gotta get on the home jams, and I gotta get all this shit, and because I was fucked up, I was young-minded at the time. He was like, nah, man. He's like, fuck that shit. And he's not fuck Maryland, not this. I love where I'm from, but he was like, you have to go for the world, because if you go for the world, your hometown is included in that world. And so, what we did was we attacked it, and we obviously used the internet as our platform, you know what I mean, and we generated fans. So it doesn't matter what type of music you make. I personally make music that I know truly resonates with just the everyday human being. But whether you make dope music like club music or party music or whatever, or raw music, you just have to connect with your fan base. That's the biggest thing. You gotta let them know your story. Because me, on this album, I know how crazy, and not to sound arrogant, this fucking album is amazing. It's incredible. When motherfuckers are like, man, that album was great, I'm like, oh, thank you so much. But at the end of the day, in my head, of course I know it's fucking good. You know what I mean? Shit. Like, I made it, motherfucker, like, for real. Because if I didn't think it was good, I wouldn't put it out. So, have that mentality when you create your music. But what I'm saying is I'm not selling an album. Like, I'm not trying to tell people, even this interview, it's not like, the music's great. Motherfuckers say whatever they want, but they know it's amazing. The reason, like I said this story and even doing this interview right now is because it's not about selling the music, it's about selling who I am as a person. That's the biggest thing. People be like, yeah, he can rap. All right, yeah, he got flow. Yeah, his lyrics are cool. Yeah, but like, why should I like him? No, why? What makes him different? And what makes you different is who you are. So whether it's the media or fans or that's what it is. You need to create fans, people that'll fucking tat your name. Dog, it's crazy. I got tattoos on bitches' asses and titties and shit. It's ridiculous. I'll be like, damn, bitch, this is crazy. No, but like, for real, I'm just kidding. But like, you want people to do anything for you, man. I did that Diamond Supply shit. 2,000 kids showed up, had men crying. And it's not funny like that. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's like, it's insane to see that you could touch somebody so deeply that they get emotional and they'll ride for you. They'll do anything for you. Buy 10 copies of your album. It's incredible. Kids buying fucking 10 copies of my album. So get the fuck out. Okay, sorry, I know I'm rambling. Get a team, your team, and you know what I'm saying? Like, your team is everything. Management, all that PR bullshit, that don't matter. Like, I didn't have a publicist until like March of this year, of 2014. I didn't have a publicist because we didn't need one, because we did it all on our own. But when it comes to getting like Jimmy Fallon or Conan or like all that stuff, when the time is there, then you need a fucking PR person, because yeah. So work hard, man. Team. But don't be like a player, like don't try to play the game, like, because you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna work hard, and you don't do it. You have to sacrifice time with bitches. Like, I'm serious, with your homies, just doing nothing. Like, you have to make it your everything. Every great artist, from Michael Jackson to Kanye West to Kurt Cobain, made their craft their everything. They sacrificed everything for that, and that's why they were great. So, turn up.
TheMuziczoo.com. I'ma die alone. Every diamond in my chain, yeah, that's a milestone.